Martin Coddington's. Now that's a good movie.
Hey, welcome back. Today we watched Outlaw Gangster VIP. (1968) is an interesting time, or more specifically from 50s to 70s in Japanese filmmaking. There was a new wave happening. Studios were stopped making so many period film pieces and stopped focusing on more of like traditional values in their films and started focusing on more like realistic themes, humanistic themes, I guess. This movie, probably not quite in the new wave, but like its influences are felt. It's set in a modern time period. And has a good amount of violence. It almost feels like they were borrowing from a bunch of different genres. They also took some from the old noir films made in Hollywood. It focuses on a lone gunman, or not gunman, sorry. And he's your typical brooding loner. All the men want to be him. All the women love him. And even some of the music in the movie almost feels like it belongs in a Western as well. It even has like the scenes where he sends his lady and his friend's lady off on a train, and they wave at him from the train, which feels like a very Western iconic scene to have. Like I said, you could feel the influences of the new wave of the time on it, but it also all the Yakuza in it are still using swords, and it has a heavy emphasis on our main character is kind of from this older generation, and he's up against all these new up-and-comers who seem to have like no honor and are just kind of like street thugs for the most part, whereas him and a couple of the older Yakuza have some kind of like code that they seem to be following. It's a lot of fun. It's tons of great melodrama.
ありがとうございました。バカ野郎。ヤクザの出入りはトシロの店もんじゃねえんだよ。行けと言ったらさっさと消えるんだよ。二度とこの辺に面見せあるとただおかねえぞ。ヤッコさん、早く行きましょうよ。
He's got a good eye too. A lot of the shots are really well put together, and good use of color as well. There was lots of good set pieces and fun bits. Action is really well shot too. Back when they were filming action scenes from a wider angle rather than like up close where you can't tell what's happening. They made 5 other sequels, all within a year of the first. In Japan during this time, they kind of were making films in an almost assembly line style, which I think helped kind of push creativity to like this kind of breaking point. There's a lot of great films being made at the time by like Seijun Suzuki is one I'm thinking of, and his movies also were just slapped together and were brilliant. I think a lot of good ideas come from necessity rather than, just having the luxury of time and money. It's a blockbuster. I mean, like, that's all it is. It's just good, clean fun. Because there's nothing wrong with that. But, it's a great Yakuza movie. Old school, rather than kind of some of the newer stuff that's coming out that, is a little bit more in your face and choppy. And this one was very stylized and very cool. Maybe we'll watch some of the sequels later and talk about them, or maybe we won't. But yeah, that's our show. Thanks for watching.